let's move the fish out of the way. So let's go to our black arrow, and I'm going to click and drag over this lower fish and just raise it up. We can move it back down and resize it later, but we would like to have some room to make the treasure chest. On the right hand side, you're seeing, you should see two overlapping diamond shapes, and it should say layers when you hover over it. Click on that. Right now everything we've drawn is on layer 1. We'd like to put the treasure chest on layer 2. Here is how you add a layer. If you hover near the little plus sign on the far right, it says create new layer. Click on that, and now we have layer 2. So to make our treasure chest, the first shape that we're drawing is the brown of the treasure chest. So we're going to change this color to brown, and I'm going to click and drag. It can be any size. We can always resize it later. Okay, I'm going to start with this. And I would like to add some wooden shadows of, or actually rectangles to represent the wooden slats. So I'm going to make it black. And I'm going to make little tiny lines. Basically, these are rectangles that I'm using to represent the shadows in between. But this should work. So I go to copy, Command C, Command V. I just need 2. You can have 3 if you like, or 4. But if I put 2 shadows in, that gives me 3 pieces of wood, which should work. All right, now I'm going to create the gold framing for the treasure chest. Going back to my rectangle. This time I'm going to pick a yellow. Oops. Command Z to undo that. Okay, going to my rectangle, choosing yellow, clicking and dragging. I'll do a vertical line or a vertical rectangle. Command C, Command V to paste it on the opposite side. And now I'll make one that's slightly more of a golden color. I don't want exactly the same yellow for all of the gold bands. So now I'm making a horizontal part of the gold frame. Command C, Command V, black arrow, move it over. Now I'll make the lock. I'll go to the ellipse. Actually, first I'll do the rectangle and make this rectangle right about here. And adding a circle for the ellipse. For where the key would go, I hold Shift to make a perfect circle. And I'm going to change this back to the original yellow, which was at the top, just to give it some variety. And move this to the center. Okay, there's the front of my treasure chest. You can certainly design yours however you like. This is just how I've started mine. I've seen some students add in the key space in the middle. So if you'd like to do that, you're welcome to. The next thing we'll do is the inside of the treasure chest. We're going to make a rectangle, making this rectangle about the same width, but we're going to change it to black. And we're going to press letter E on your keyboard and go to Perspective Distort, touch the top bubbles and pull this in. This is the inside area. You can put jewels and necklaces and skulls or whatever you want in this area when you are ready. The next part is the lid that will be open. So we'll go to our rectangle again. And I'm making this a little bit wider at the base because I'm going to again go back to my Perspective Distort. I'm pressing letter E on the keyboard, going back to this, and I'm going to tilt the base now to match. And I'm going to make this brown. I'm pretending that this is more of the wood. This could be similar to the color we have for the front. And instead of drawing another rectangle, I'm just going to copy this one. So Command C, Command V. I'm going to change this to black. I'm going to hold my Shift key, and I moved over to my black selection arrow, holding Shift and just pulling this down a little bit so that it's a little bit smaller. I'm placing this on the inside. So that's the inside of the lid. And now I'm going to make a half circle for the top. So I'm going to click and drag, move this over, make it about the width of the lid. I'll move the fish at another time. It's okay, they're on separate layers, so it'll be fine. I'm going to curve the top of this, and to do that, I tap this dot, hold Shift, and then I tap this dot. And now I pull the top down, okay? All right, so there's the top of mine. Oh, that looks really big. I'm gonna do that again. If yours looks bigger than you want, certainly redraw yours. Let's make it this one, this size. I think this will be better. Click on the corner dot, hold Shift, this corner dot, pull down. That's a lot better. Okay, and I'm going to make this one gold. I want to make this the gold framing. And then I'm going to copy this. Command C, Command V. Go to my black arrow, hold Shift, and I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. Put this on the inside, and this is going to be the wood, making it brown. It doesn't have to be the exact same brown. It could be slightly different. It doesn't like, this program doesn't like to make the rounded rectangles smaller sometimes, so you might have to actually redraw your rectangle. It depends on the program. So I'm going to just make this one smaller, holding Shift, clicking on this corner, then this corner, and then pulling this down. All right, there's the inside of my treasure chest. And now you can put whatever coins you like. You can go to the ellipse, make your color yellow. You can add diamonds. You can add whatever you like. I'm going to add a few gold coins here. If you'd like to add a gem, you can go to a polygon, click or tap the screen. It'll ask you how many sides you like. Let's say 5. I'll hit OK. And I'll make this an emerald. I'll change it to green, and I'll shrink it down. Okay, that's the beginning of the treasure chest. Again, you can make yours however you like. If you are ready to draw your sandcastle, the next thing you'll need to do is add a new layer. On the right-hand side, you'll see overlapping diamonds. And if you hover near that, you should be able to click on where it says layers. Now I already have the treasure chest because some people wanted to do that. This is what this looks like. I'm closing the eye for that, and I'm going to show you how to draw the sandcastle. You don't have to do both. You can pick one or the other. To make the sandcastle, you're going to need to add a new layer. We're putting everything on its own layer. So you should have your fish on layer 1. And now I'm going to add a new layer by touching the plus where it says create new layer. Touch that. So the sandcastle for me will be on layer 2. For you it might be, I'm sorry, for me it'll be layer 3. For you it might be layer 2, or depending on if you decided to do both the treasure chest and the sandcastle, it might be 3 for you as well. All right, we're going to start with a rectangle. So let's go to our shapes. Here we have our rectangle tool, and you're going to need to pick any kind of brown sand color. In fact, it doesn't have to be brown. You can make your sandcastle any color you want. So if you want it to be pink or yellow or green, whatever you like, okay, it can be a fun color. I'm going to make mine the traditional color, and I'll zoom in a little bit. First part will be the rectangle. Then I'm going to put one vertical rectangle over top, and I'm going to copy this. So Command C, Command V, and I'll just put several on. You can decide how to space yours apart, and you can decide how many of these you want. You can also add triangles to the tops if you'd like to make a completely different design. Okay, there's the beginning, and I'll make this a little bit shorter. I'm going to add a vertical rectangle next. And at this point, I'd like to use my shape builder. On my black arrow, I'm going to click and drag over everything. Stop at my shape builder, click on that, and you should see a plus sign. So let's draw lines through each of these segments to have them connect as one shape. So now the top is one shape, and I want to draw a line from here to there. Okay, now I have one shape for the entire thing. Going to select it, I'm going to copy it, Command C, Command V. Move this one over here. And you can make this one a little taller. They don't have to be exactly the same. In fact, most sandcastles aren't perfectly symmetrical. Okay, next thing we'll do is add the bar in the middle. And this one, I'll make another rectangle. I'm going to make it a slightly different color. I'm going to make this one darker. All right. Now we are ready to remove some of the holes that would be in here for your sandcastle, and you can design that however you like. These are the things that I'm starting with. I'm making the door here, so I'm making a rectangle first. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to click on these top 2 circles. I'll click on this circle. I'll hold Shift with my finger on the keyboard, and then I'll click on this circle. So those 2 have been selected, and now I click and drag to pull that down. Now I'm going to make this black temporarily because I am going to remove it. So that's just to remind me to remove that later. All right, I'll add a few more shapes. You can design yours however you like. Rectangle, rounded, I'll pull this circle. Okay, there is my sandcastle. Put a little window here too. Okay, so now we want to create holes in these areas that are black. To do that, we go to our black triangle, click and drag over the whole shape, shape builder, and now we want to hold Option with our finger on the keyboard and just click on these shapes. As you tap them, they should turn white, which means it's creating a hole. It's removing those shapes. Okay? To test this, you can release the selection, go to your black arrow, tap the gray background, and you can just randomly take a rectangle, place this, let's make it blue, and we're going to send it to the back. go to Object, Object, Arrange, Send to Back. Okay, good. We can see that these are actually holes and what we wanted to do did work. You can delete this test rectangle and this is now done.